Hi, I'm Paisley. I'm 25 and still walking on eggshells in my own childhood home because my father thinks adulthood is something you earn, not something you grow into. According to Richard Never, Dad to his face, always, sir, I haven't earned it yet. Where are you going dressed like that? Richard didn't look up from his newspaper as I headed for the door. Just meeting Evelyn for coffee. I kept my voice neutral, the way I always did. No excitement, no annoyance. Emotions gave him ammunition. You went shopping yesterday. Your bank alert came through on my phone. He finally looked up, eyes narrowing. $58 at that overpriced cafe downtown. That's irresponsible spending. I bit my tongue. I'd forgotten to switch accounts again. I picked up the tab for a friend's birthday. With what money? The pittance you make at that gallery job? He folded his newspaper with precision. When I was your age, you had already bought your first house and started your business. I know, Richard. The words slipped out before I could stop them. His face hardened. Watch your tone. My phone buzzed. A text from Evelyn. Run late. Marcus joining us. He has something special for you. I need to go. I'm already late. I reached for the door. Your bank account is nearly empty again. What are you spending on? Nothing. Just regular expenses. Rent to him for my childhood bedroom, gas for my car, lunch at work. The basics I could barely afford on my gallery assistant salary. Later at the cafe, Evelyn waved frantically from our usual corner booth. Finally, Marcus was about to send a search party. Marcus stood, kissing my cheek. Happy birthday week, beautiful. Don't remind me. Richard already complained about my birthday dinner splurge yesterday. I slid into the booth. Speaking of birthdays, Marcus placed a sleek shopping bag on the table. We pooled resources, Evelyn said, practically bouncing. Open it. Inside was a gorgeous leather purse, the one I'd been admiring for months. The designer label made my stomach drop. This is too much. It must have cost. Don't worry about cost, Marcus squeezed my hand. You deserve something nice. Richard will never believe I could afford this. Evelyn rolled her eyes. Who cares what he thinks? You're 25, not 15. I care because I still live under his roof and his rules. Maybe it's time to change that, Marcus said quietly. 2 days later, the inevitable explosion came when I walked in with the purse. Where did you get that? Richard pointed, voice dangerously low. It was a birthday gift from Marcus and Evelyn. Liar! He stood up. You stole from my emergency fund, didn't you? What? No, it was a gift. That purse costs more than your friend makes in a week. You think I'm stupid? His face reddened. I checked the safe. $500 is missing. I didn't take anything. Check the security camera if you don't believe me. We both knew the cameras he installed for home security were really to monitor me. Return it tomorrow and put my money back, or don't bother coming home. His voice was cold, final. I won't support a thief. I stared at him, something finally breaking inside me. That's really what you think of me? Bring back the purse or don't come back. Your choice. I grabbed the purse, turned around, and walked straight out the door. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely get my key in the ignition. I called Evelyn as I pulled away. He just kicked me out, over a purse. Come straight here. My spare room is yours for as long as you need. 20 minutes later, I was sitting on Evelyn's couch, still in shock. This isn't about the purse, Marcus said, pacing around the living room. This is about control. Story of my life. I scrolled through 6 missed calls from Richard. Remember when he made me show him my work schedule for approval? Or when he installed that budgeting app that sent him alerts for every purchase over $20? My phone buzzed with a text from my brother. Tyler, Dad's losing it. Says you stole $500. Did you? I texted back. I didn't steal anything. The purse was a gift from Marcus and Evelyn. Tyler. He's calling Aunt Vivian and Grandma Rose. Says you've been stealing for months. He's telling everyone I'm a thief. I showed them the text. Tyler's caught in the middle now. My phone rang. Tyler calling. He went through your room after you left, he whispered. He's looking for evidence of what else you've stolen. He also took your mail. There's a bank statement he opened. That's illegal. I pay rent for that room. I hung up and immediately logged into my bank account. There it was. Unusual activity monitoring. He's been tracking every penny I spend. I showed Evelyn and Marcus. Text alerts for transactions over $20, daily balance updates sent to his email. He set this up months ago. My phone rang again. Aunt Vivian this time. Paisley, your father is very concerned about you. Did he tell you he's been monitoring my bank account without my permission? Or that he accused me of stealing when my boyfriend gave me a birthday gift? He showed me the bank statement, honey. Those cash withdrawals look suspicious. Those suspicious withdrawals were for the rent I pay him in cash because he insists on it. Ask him for receipts. Oh wait, he doesn't give any because he probably doesn't report it as income. There was a pause on the line. He said you've been acting erratically, her voice less certain. The next day, Tyler met us at a coffee shop. Dad's telling everyone you had some kind of breakdown, he said, looking nervously over his shoulder. He even called your work. He's trying to sabotage my job now? My hands were shaking. I found something else. Tyler slid a USB drive across the table. He keeps financial records on his computer. I copied some files when he was in the shower. There's stuff about your accounts on there, and something about Grandma's trust. I looked at the small drive. I think it's time I start keeping receipts of my own. Back at Evelyn's apartment, I plugged in the USB drive Tyler had copied. Holy crap, look at this spreadsheet. I turned the laptop so Marcus could see. He's been tracking every penny I've spent since I was 16. I clicked on a folder labeled Rose Trust and froze. These are trust documents from my grandmother with my name on them. What kind of trust? Evelyn asked. Education trust. There's over $30,000 here that was supposed to go to me for college. But you took out student loans, Marcus said, because Richard told me there was no money. He's been sitting on this money for years while I'm drowning in debt. The next day, I drove to Grandma Rose's retirement community. Paisley, what a wonderful surprise. Grandma, did you set up a trust for my education? Her smile faded. Yes, your father was the trustee until you turned 25 last month. Didn't he transfer it to you? I didn't even know it existed until yesterday. Her eyes narrowed. That doesn't sound right. She made a call to her attorney while I texted Tyler. Don't tell him anything. Can you get those journals from the attic? The ones where I documented all the rules and punishments? Grandma Rose returned, her face grim. My attorney says your father should have transferred control to you last month. I've instructed him to handle it directly with you now. My phone rang on the way out. Aunt Vivian, I spoke with your brother and your father again. Some things aren't adding up. Like what? He claims you've been unstable for years, but when I asked for examples, it was all normal young adult behavior. And that business with your bank account monitoring, that seems excessive. Did he tell you about my inheritance from Grandma Rose? What inheritance? 3 days later, Aunt Vivian met me for coffee. I confronted Richard about the trust. He claims he was protecting you from misusing the funds. She shook her head. I've started to notice a pattern with him. The family reunion is next weekend, I said. Everyone will be there. What are you planning? The truth, with receipts. That evening, Richard called. Paisley, this has gone on long enough. Come home. We'll sort this out privately. On what terms? I return the purse and pretend you haven't been stealing from me for years. That money was for your future. I was keeping it safe until you were responsible enough. I'm done with your version of responsible. See you at the reunion, Richard. The annual family reunion at Grandma Rose's lake house felt different this time. My hands trembled slightly as I clutched my folder of evidence, with Marcus and Evelyn flanking me for support. Tyler had arrived separately, texting that Richard was already holding court on the deck. You ready for this? Marcus squeezed my hand. I nodded, scanning the crowd until I spotted Richard laughing with Uncle Jim. He froze mid-sentence when he saw me. Perfect timing, Grandma Rose appeared beside me. Everyone's here. Let's get this over with. She clinked her glass for attention. Before we eat, Paisley has something important to share with us all. The deck fell silent as I stepped forward. 2 weeks ago, Richard kicked me out because he thought I stole money to buy this purse. I held it up. It was actually a birthday gift, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. I opened my folder. For years, Richard has monitored my bank accounts without permission. He's opened my mail. He's called my workplace pretending to be concerned about my mental health. Murmurs rippled through the family as I passed around bank statements and screenshots. Most seriously, he hid the existence of a trust fund Grandma Rose set up for my education. I've been paying off student loans while Richard sat on $30,000 that was legally mine. Aunt Vivian stood up. I've confirmed this with Rose's attorney. The paperwork to transfer the trust to Paisley has been ready for months. Richard stepped forward, face red. This is absurd. I was protecting that money from her irresponsible spending habits. By hiding it completely? Tyler finally spoke. You told her there was no money for college. You stay out of this, Richard snapped. Grandma Rose tapped her cane sharply. That's enough, Richard. I've heard and seen enough. I'm removing you as trustee for all family accounts, effective immediately. You can't do that. I already have. The papers were filed yesterday. The family dispersed into shocked clusters as Richard cornered me by the railing. Paisley, I admit I may have been overprotective. Overprotective? You stole from me. You tried to destroy my reputation. I'm sorry. I was trying to teach you responsibility. If you come home, I'm not coming back. Ever. And neither is Tyler. My brother stepped up beside me. I'm moving into Evelyn's second bedroom next week. You both need me, Richard insisted, desperation creeping into his voice. No, we really don't. 6 months later, I stood in my new apartment, unpacking the last box. My student loans were paid off with the trust money. I'd been promoted at the gallery. Tyler was thriving in his second semester, living in a dorm he could now afford. Marcus wrapped his arms around me from behind. How's it feel? Being completely free. I glanced at the purse still prominently displayed on my shelf, my first trophy of independence. Like I should have walked away years ago. What would you have done in Paisley's position? Was she right to completely reject her father's apology and cut him off? Or should family always get a second chance no matter what they've done? Have you ever had to walk away from someone toxic in your life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you connected with this story of standing up for yourself, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories that make you think. New videos every day exploring the complicated choices we all face.